Hey, Coach, I'm so happy you found us on YouTube. Make sure you go over and subscribe and like, go down below, hit the bell up above if you want to make sure you get anything else coming. Also, make sure you go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. If you're looking to become a better basketball coach, if you're looking to take it to the next level, that's why I started it to help you become a better basketball coach. And if you're looking to take it to the next level and get full season access, you're looking for our complete library. You're looking for 2 memberships and my full library. Go over to hit wintheseason.com. Wintheseason.com. You can get teachhoops.com. You can get full season access, everything we do in our program that has made us one of the top programs in the country. And then you get my full library with the funnel down defense, rule of 3 offense, everything you would want. Go over and check it out, wintheseason.com, and have a great day. All right, welcome. High school hoops. No idea what episode, but and our voices are still shot.
Yep.
And they're gonna be shot until April. I think I get like a sinus cold drainage thing too all winter. I think that part of my voice sounding like I'm Kermit, but oh well. It gives it nuance. Before we jump in, I'd like to give a big shout out to our sponsors. First of all, Dr. Dis, the #1 shooting machine on the market. I'm going to try to get a third one because we're going to have to take 18 billion threes between now and next season. Just because, yeah, we have to become better shooters. And it's a great way to do that. And then also go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. Lots of changes coming, prices increasing, getting rid. Like I said in a previous podcast, maybe it was in January, that that prices are going to change, that we're going to basically go to Teachhoops, and then we're going to go to full season access, which is be my Teachhoops membership, my complete library, and win the season or full season access, which is going to be kind of behind the scenes. Some of the stuff that we do as far as building our program, some of the communication stuff, post game, film breakdown, scouting, everything. It's going to be everything. I'm opening the vault. I use Slack. Do you use Slack to communicate with your coaches?
I do not. I mean,
I'll have to show you at some point.
I've used Slack before.
It's really good for keeping track of everything.
Like a whole kind of like where you're brain diving and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and it's
like, I remember I created a Slack years ago, my first coaching job, when we were talking when I was in that beta class. And I just, once I took
the problem is you get all these chains going on text messages again with coaches. Anyway,
I get it.
That's
a whole nother different conversation.
Different podcast. We'll save that. Okay. You are what you emphasize.
Yes. And this is my topic today.
This is. And I'm gonna let me talk about what I brought up to you first, and then you can jump in.
Okay.
So this was the topic that we were initially gonna go. Because in our state right now, there's a lot of 1,000-point score, 2,000-point score things going on in our state right now. And they're stopping the game, and they're taking pictures, and they're doing banners and all this stuff. First of all, great accomplishment. Nothing against it. Unbelievable. It is something we should celebrate. Here's the issue I have. We playing it and I've had 4 Mr. Basketballs in the state of Wisconsin. No one else has had 4 Mr. Basketballs in the state of Wisconsin. So I think I know what good players look like and 1,000-point scorers look like and all of that. And I can tell you, I've never stopped a game. It is a wonderful accomplishment. It will go in our record book. I don't even know if I gave my 1,000-point scorers the basketball, to be honest with you. I think I did, but I don't even remember. Because it really wasn't about that. It's about us. And it's a reason I don't have anything that we put in our gym is team-based. When I got my 400th win at Middleton, we didn't stop the game or have anything. Like, we celebrated in the locker room. They got me the ball, and we celebrated as a team in the quiet of our locker room. Great. That's the way it should be in my opinion, should be with these things. You should celebrate them, but I'm not stopping the game, It's like, what does it say to the other 14 players?
Yeah, and I noticed
Do you
that
do it
too.
for the do you do it for the 800th rebound? Do you do
It's
it for the
nuts.
1,000th assist?
It, it,
Like, I
yeah,
think it's just off scale, I
it
think.
makes no, and
And
I've been
that's
in
where
other.
you are what you emphasize. That's why I don't
But I
emphasize
want to just
individual.
a plug. Like I've been to gyms where they have some of their 1,000 point scorers with their basketballs in their in their trophy case of their individual accomplishments. And I feel like, and when you're going to showcase anything within athletics, unless it's like an individual sport where that person is like a wrestler or like a cross country person or whatever, where that individual thing, yeah, that they can be a highlight in the trophy case because it's an individual sport. But it doesn't make sense for me to put mantras or put emphasis on individuals in a gym or a trophy case. Those things go in the record books, but there's no reason for their if that person had 1,500 points to highlight it in your trophy case because I think
So
it sends the wrong message.
I don't understand the 1,000 point thing. I don't understand like so my leading rebounder just got his 800th rebound.
Right.
Do we stop the game for that? Or my point guard became the leading assist of Memorial history. Just got like I don't know 250 assists in his career. Do we stop the game? Like
No.
I don't know. It's overemphasizing.
Yeah, but that's where our game is going though, because now they're adding more games so we can have more stats, so we can embrace those numbers, and that's what people want to see.
I
But
know.
at the end of the day, it sends the wrong message. Kids are getting more exhausted, they're getting worn out, like, and we're not thinking about like the cultural piece and just the wear and tear of young people's bodies. I mean, a
Yeah.
lot, yeah, these numbers, when we emphasize at that point, we lose the love and the true meaning of what the game is supposed to be. All those soft skills that kids learn, right?
Right.
About leadership and commitment and role and putting yourself in front before your team, like your individual goal, right? Like we
Right.
lose all that when we emphasize on the wrong things. And that's why I think that's it, and it's hard. Basketball's hard because you put 5 players on the court. So if you overemphasize one or two individuals, you've lost 13 other people that have grinded and worked hard and practiced all year.
Right.
It's not like where you have, a football team, there's 11 people and you got all this and that, and they all have different roles and they're on the defense and the offense. At the end of the day, you're usually playing 7 or 8 people, and then you start to really only highlight 2 or 3 of them. That sends the wrong message because your nucleus and a basketball team has to be super, super, super tight.
It has to be
Super
tight.
tight.
And here's the issue is if you emphasize if you emphasize points, you're not emphasizing other things. It's going back to the initial thing. Like what my program, what do we emphasize? Hopefully, and we haven't done a very good job of it. We emphasize taking care of the ball. We emphasize hustle drills. There's a point last night, yeah, maybe 45 seconds left. My one of my point guards, he literally dove for a ball 20 feet. I mean, it was literally like a volleyball dive. He almost got it too. He didn't quite get it, but he almost got it. That's what I want to emphasize. I want to emphasize the bench standing every time someone comes off, which we're not very
Right.
good at right now. I want to emphasize
And
us.
I will
You
tell
know,
you again, this comes down to, I think, the grind of the season. We forget that. And I think why we have this podcast today is to continue, like, all the X's and O's are great. But like for me, my goal in January, now this is January, but this podcast is going to be in February, is I want to focus on 4 things in practice that I know that can correlate directly into games. And I've noticed the numbers shift and we've lost our identity. And so here are my 4 things, and I wrote them down. Number 1 is just stance on defense. Okay. If we have lazy stance in practice, what's going to happen in the game? We're going to have a lazy stance. Rebounding. Okay. Are we rebounding? We can do 100 drills, and I've learned this from you. You are what you emphasize. Are you going to make them do push-ups? Are you going to make them run? If you get so caught up in, I got to stop this player, that player. Well, you know what? You got to stop them from getting the basketball by all people rebounding, right? Um,
right,
um, Going back to, okay, why is my defense not? My girls are getting lazy on not communicating, talking. Okay. And they're also pointing that out too. When you talk about emphasis, you can make it co-constructed. The last one came from a player yesterday in practice. She's like, Coach, I don't think we complete the play in practice enough. Like we'll run a set and then we'll get beat and she might miss a layup and then we just stop. We got to complete that play, you know? And it was such a good feel of a kind of a feel of like, oh, these are things we can control. You know,
Right.
when you have things that you emphasize, you can control them. You know, you can't always control if that other person's going to make the shot or not, but you can control all the four things I talked about today.
Right.
I don't know what you'd like to emphasize, but those are my 4 and 24.
No,
My 4 and 24. There you go. There's my slogan for the rest of the year.
woo. Now I mean, I don't need to go in all mine, but I've
Or
emphasized
one. What's one thing that you know that maybe you want to be something that your team that or not maybe one of my 4, that's something that you want to see better from
I'm a
your team.
big one on being prepared, which
Okay.
and that has to do with knowing the scout, being on time, respect. Like, to be honest with you, this road trip, no issues. Everyone was on time. Everyone was like, we had somebody miss the bus, but that's a whole different issue. But we had but other than that, that person, yeah. But
Okay.
once we got there, it was like everything was good. Whatever. So it is what it is. Don't miss the bus. And that's not our culture. You just don't do that.
Right.
So yeah, that's we're leaving. And the thing is, and I emphasize that stuff. Like I said, do not be late. Like we send reminders. We said it in our last team meeting. We talked about how expectations of behavior, how do we handle the shake line, all that stuff, all is important. All is very important. But it is
Don't
what
lose sight of that stuff though,
don't.
because a lot of that will reflect the numbers that you see on your stat report. And
It
that
will,
was the
and it will
key.
also reflect on whether it goes in the left column or the right column.
I agree. And so that's why we do this podcast.
That's why we do the podcast. All right, till next week, Coach.
Good one, Coach.
Hey, Coach, I hope you like this. Make sure you go over and check out Teach. Make sure you subscribe and like. Make sure you go over, leave some comments if you have any questions or anything like that. I'm here to help. I'm here to serve. Go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. The one-stop membership for everything that you would need. And if you're looking to take it to the next level, you're looking for a mentor, you're looking for my own boxer, you're looking for everything, my library, everything that's included, go to winthisseason.com. Talk to you soon.